Hi guys, welcome to MYANCAST, where people can spend hours in an episode, talk about school, then jump right to another episode of hour-long talk about simping for your favorite VTuber. Speaking of VTubers, that will be our main topic for today, the sudden bloom of VTubing. But before we get into the talk, let's have a quick recap of our last podcast.
Okay, yeah. So last time on MYANCAST, who was hosted by yours truly, me, and King, and with Tai as our lovely guest talk about school. It was more towards on SPT and SPP schools. So if you guys want to know more about that topic, you guys can find that on our YouTube and Spotify alongside with other episodes that has been uploaded. Some of the episodes there might tickle your fancy, so go do check them out. We would like to introduce ourselves, starting with me. I can't English for some reason right now. So, hi. Assalamualaikum. My name is Danish, but you guys probably know me better as Dan. You guys might remember me from the last podcast that I was in that I just talked about in the recap. I've fallen into the VTuber hole for quite some time now. So I think I'm qualified to talk about VTubers. Nice to meet you guys.
Yay!
So I would like to give my co-host Ara to introduce himself.
Hello everyone! My name is Ara. You might remember me as a guest from a previous episode of MYANCAST. I did talk about school a lot, but I will be joining as a host today, and we would be talking about VTubing. I'm just your regular Vietnamese VTuber sim with an Aqua membership. Shameless plugs. Oh, that's not a plug. But yeah, nice to meet you guys, and I hope you guys will enjoy today's episode.
Okay, so for today's guest, we actually have a very special guest. Ara, would you like to introduce our guest for today?
Yes, so with us today is our lovely neighborhood VTuber, the hardworking owner herself. Please welcome to the show, Shiori Masayume. Yay!
Yay!
Hi. Okay, so I'll introduce myself. My King Lives page until my
Mhm.
dreams come true. I'm your neighborhood cat cafe owner, Shiori Masayume. I'm a Malaysian independent VTuber. Thank you for having me as a guest on this podcast today.
Yay! Before we start, I
Mhm.
just want to quickly mention that make sure you visit MYANCAST on Spotify and YouTube for past episode. Also follow us on Twitter for exclusive news, and visit our Curious Cat to have your question answered. So,
Yay!
without further ado, let's talk about today's topic, the sudden bloom of VTuber.
VTubers has been exploding this past years. Has it been years actually? Or I think it's years.
I
Yeah,
think so.
several years actually.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the first time that I saw anything like about VTuber, like in a private group chat, was like over a year ago already, right? So before we jump into talking about why VTuber is like suddenly blew up like this, right? I think it's best that we talk about what is a VTuber first. So Shiori, tell me, what do you think is a VTuber?
All right. I've prepared a Wikipedia text post, which is a virtual YouTuber is an online entertainer who uses a virtual avatar generated using computer graphics. It's a digital trend that originated in Japan in the mid 2010s. So a majority of VTubers are still Japanese speaking. And by the year 2020, there are more than 10,000 active VTubers. And this is a citation from Panora Tokyo Archives 4247. Currently, there's no numbers for the year 2021 since we are still halfway through it. But the trend seems to be increasing globally, and English VTubers are slowly breaking into the Japan-only market.
Wow, that's very informative. Yeah.
That's very
So
enough.
as you just stated right there, right? VTubers seems to be like started from Japan. And if I remember correctly, right, the first actual VTuber, like if we are not counting Hatsune Miku and Vocaloid and stuff like that, like the first one who actually used this technology to stream and to make YouTube is Kizuna Ai, right? And tell me, do you guys
To
know about Kizuna?
popularize it, I think it's Kizuna Ai. But I think there's one UK technology, like scientists or something. Like they made a virtual avatar, but it was too realistic, so it didn't gain much
Oh,
interest.
so like the funny
Yeah.
thing is that like even though that this trend started from Japan, like the first actual VTuber is not in Japan. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's from UK,
So
man?
so tell me, what was the first thing, right, that pushed you into this rabbit hole in the first place? I don't know, like this sounds like it would be interesting for Sims, right?
Yeah. Why not you start first? I would like to listen to like fellow Sims, an opinion from
Yeah.
fellow
Okay,
Sims.
I should start first, right?
Mhm.
So for me, right, I just mentioned before that my first encounter with VTuber is when one of my friend like actually posted. He posted a lot of contents about anime, Ojo, in
Mhm.
our group chat, and at first, like I didn't think much of it. Like I thought that Ayame was just like a game character, but then I think like just YouTube recommendation being YouTube recommendation, and they recommended the Ghost Rule cover of Kanata, and it was amazing. And I posted it in that same group chat, and my friend was like, "Oh, hey, this is a VTuber," and stuff like that. So I started doing like like more research, and I remember that entire evening I was just watching non-stop Kanata clips, and that was
Damn.
like that was when she like kind of new. Like she just recently debuted, I think a month ago. I think a month before that. What about you, Dan?
For me, I think it was so I was like scrolling through YouTube, and YouTube actually recommended me a video about VTubers, like a screaming compilation of like Hololive girls. I think it got like removed. It got removed sadly. But it was basically like a compilation of the girls playing like the convenience store for a game. I think was that? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. And they got like jump scared by the manager in the locker. So I was like, oh, that's cool. They stream with like anime characters. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then after that, I actually got recommended more, and it was from Matsuri. I actually got recommended her like band eat story from Liger.
Typical.
Uh, yeah. So I watched that. I was like, oh wow. I thought like these like streamers are like more like proper and like more like say so. And then the more I watch them, it's like, yeah, no, they're not at all. The one clip that actually like pushed me into the whole was, I think, it's a Matsuri clip again. Is one of her most like famous clip where she played like Cat Mario. I don't know what's the name of the game. I forgot. Was it like Cat Mario where she like at first she was like being like say so, and then like in the middle of it she rage. She
Like,
just like she broke character. It was so
oh,
good.
Cat Mario, yeah, the
Yeah,
game
Cat
that
Mario. Yeah, that yeah.
yeah, the game
It
that
was
pretty much break character for all VTubers.
yeah. It was so good. Like and then after that I non-stop like binge watch like Hololive stuffs after that.
What about you, Shiori?
Right. So my first exposure to VTubers is with Kizuna Ai, like when she first started her Twitter account, I think. And then a lot of people were retweeting that account. I was like, oh, what's this? So it's like a streamer with using a 3D. She's a 3D model character, right? So at that time, I already knew of motion capture, mocap. So I thought that, oh, it's just another big corporate thing with mocap and very expensive materials. I thought that it wasn't gonna be worth watching. And I'm like, bro. So I did watch a little bit of Kizuna Ai, but I didn't quite like the I don't know, the content that she was putting out. It didn't really suit my taste. So I
Yeah.
didn't follow VTubers until YouTube, same YouTube algorithm. It recommended me to watch Hochimachi Suisei Multiland Nightmare,
Sweetan,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Chan.
So during that time, I was in high school or like college. So I was really into chorus battles. So chorus battles is like a bunch of really well singing people with a lot of talented animators and mixers come together just to create a very well written story and everything just for like several months, like a battle, and then they'll win something at the end. So I thought that she was also maybe some part of a chorus battle because she had like a mini MV and an avatar. So I'm like, oh, what is this? Then I click on her YouTube account and I was like, oh, it's a streamer, but it's using a 2D picture and it moves. So like I think back then live 2D was still very new. And I saw that, oh, you can make things move with a live 2D. Then I searched more about live 2D. Then I watched all her very old videos and yeah, until then. And now I still follow Suichat.
Wow. So that must be like really a long time ago, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. Wow. A dedicated simp, I see. For me, Kizuna Ai wasn't really like something I watch. Like I always like just know that she exists, but it's the same thing as you, right? But like at the time, I don't really see that her content was appealing. So I just really didn't even really think of VTuber as a thing, right? Before like any of the like watching Kanata clips happen. So yeah. So anyway, I heard that Shiori, you are also a VTuber, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So before I ask you more about like your VTuber stuff, can I just ask like how do you feel now that you are having a VTuber channel and you are streaming from time to time on it?
Actually, I'm very happy that I get to be a VTuber because I wanted to be a streamer at first. Yeah, so I mean if you don't mind, I'll just continue the my short tale of why I became
Okay.
and yeah. So why I became one was because I wanted to stream. I like playing games and I just want to stream because I know that I have very high endurance in playing games, so I just want to stream. But I didn't like my face. I didn't like having a camera to have my face there and I have to stream. Like I could just stream with like no camera, but if you don't have something to look at other than the game, then
Yeah.
it becomes a bit dull. So I realized that. So then I was like,
I think that's like a really common problem, right?
yeah. So I put off the thought of streaming until that one day that I realized that you can make it yourself. So yeah.
I see.
I think that that's like one of the main reasons why most people became VTubers was because they don't like their face. So VTuber is like kind of a way for them to like they want to stream but they don't want to show their face. So they use VTuber as a way to like stream and also
Yeah.
kind of show their face.
Yeah.
So I think like that's
Like
like
that.
one of the main reasons.
So, Shiori, now let's move on to like the more nerdy stuff, shall we? So, yeah. So, can you tell us and the viewers, how to become a VTuber, right? Like I think that a lot of people want to become a VTuber, but they just don't know how.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I learned how to create my model from YouTube. Like there's even the Live 2D website where they give you a template and then you can just like edit the art from there. But I just created my own one from scratch. And there's a few YouTube tutorials how to rig Live 2D models. But if you can't afford to draw and rig yourself, there are also 3D resources available, such as Vroid. It's a free software.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's also such thing as a PNG tuber. If you can just like you can have a still image of your avatar and just put it on the screen and yeah, there you can stream. Or you can that's a thing. People still do that.
Yeah. That kind of remind me of I don't know if you two know about this, but when PewDiePie like he had that video of him becoming a VTuber and he just used like a stock like a stock animation of like a VTuber avatar and like when Hachama did like a stream when she said that like I'm gonna introduce my boyfriend today and the avatar is pretty much like the exact same as like the PewDiePie one, and then people in the chat was like, "Oh my gosh, PewDiePie is Hachama's boyfriend." Yeah, that sounds pretty. Like it doesn't sound too difficult, like in terms of like the technical stuff, right?
There's even like phone applications. Like there's this one app that I use occasionally. It's called Reality. So it's an app that allows anyone to create a virtual avatar and you can straight away just stream from your phone.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter where you start. Like you can be a PNG tuber on YouTube, you can be a full 3D on Twitch. You can even have like a showroom or Twitch cast or something, you know, like it can be anywhere. Your platform doesn't matter. Other than that, I think it's important to join communities and begin creating content on your channel.
Yeah. So Dan, you seem to like enjoy, like doing content and stuff like that. Now that you know about, how to become a VTuber, like would you like can I expect to see Dan as a VTuber in the future? Because I would sim. I would.
Most likely, yeah. I've been having I've always wanted to create like content on like the internet, whether it's like a gaming stream or gaming video or like a singing stream or something like that, right? I've always wanted to do that, but in my case, it's pretty much the same with Shiori. I don't particularly like how I look. So I want to use like avatars and like VTubers and stuff like that to stream. So you can expect me to stream in the future as a VTuber. So yeah.
Oh,
Yay!
there goes my wallet.
Yay.
There goes.
Oh no. Yabe.
Yummy,
Sim
yummy.
sim what's the word? Sim responsibly. Right? Or is
Yes.
it responsibility? I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, so that's like pretty much the basic ground for people who doesn't know much about VTuber. So with that said, let's move on to like the main part of today's talk.
Yeah.
Okay, in your opinion, Shiori, why do you think that VTuber suddenly blew up?
So in my opinion, they like pioneers in the industry like Kizuna Ai. They just paved the way for big companies like Hololive and Niji Sanji to have a consistent growth. Because the anime and manga culture has always been there, and they just adopted a new subculture, which is virtual streaming,
Yeah, virtual
VTubing, right?
streamer, right?
Yeah, virtual streamer.
Mhm.
And I don't want to say that they suddenly blew up. I have seen them. Like I said, I followed them since I was like 2015. So
Yeah.
it's not like I suddenly see it blow up. It's just that they grow very slow in the earlier years, and then when companies decided to pick up and become big groups and they market well. I think the key here is to marketing the product well, which is why it became more prevalent.
Yeah.
And another thing we have to thank is Clippers for translating and clip certain parts of the stream and introduce these VTubers to the English-speaking side of the world, which is what made VTubers have until millions of viewers. Because in Japan, it's not going to be that many people, but once you
Yeah.
introduce like international fans, then that's where you can get millions of viewers.
I think so too, because like as we just mentioned, like both me and Dan and you, right? We all just kind of fall in love with these VTubers because of the clips that we see. Because like most of the time, right? I just see myself kind of don't want to watch Hololive anymore recently because I just honestly feel like if I just catch their stream, obviously like it would take a lot of time, and then once I join, like I don't understand what they are saying for most of the time, like unless there's like a live translator there, and I feel like it really ruins the experience somewhat. Like you still there for the personality, you're still there for the game, but like the fact that clippers help us understand really like kind of create a bridge, right, for VTuber to suddenly blew up like this. What about you, Dan? Do you want to add anything?
Nothing much. My answer is pretty much the same as yours. Like at the end of the day, I think like one of the huge reason why VTubers blew up was because of the Clippers. Without them, I don't. They Hololive and Ichisanji and companies like that will probably be more towards on like the Japan side rather than the Western side. So we really need to like appreciate the Clippers more. And like for me, I would like definitely simp for the Clippers. Some of the Clippers actually have their own like VTuber models, and I was like, yeah, if you stream, yeah, I would simp.
Yeah, they are doing God works, right? And I also
Yeah.
add like one more to like the reason why VTuber blew up. I feel like like I think that a lot of people when they do like commentaries on like this subject, like of why VTuber suddenly blew up, they all mention the effect of the virus. Like I mean, the world that we are living in is heavily influenced by the virus. I mean, people are unable to go to work, so like when they stay at home, like they obviously like have more time, right? So I feel like naturally when they have more time, they will be on YouTube. They will search for new things to watch, and then YouTube recommendation being the way that it is, like it's just going to recommend Kanatan talking about her panties not being, dirty, and then like you just suddenly fall into the hole, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would
I
you
think
invite
it
us
does
into the
contribute a bit. Yeah.
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 So about yeah,
What was this video and your comment is bye.
I wish. Yeah. The first video that I watched, the first clip of Canada that I watched is actually that bit. Like the bit of her just talking about her panties not being dirty to Watame, I think. Watame. Waruku na yone.
Waruku na yone.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's talk pros and cons, right? So in your opinion, what do you think that are the advantages of being a VTuber, Shiori?
All right. So as a current VTuber as myself, I'll just say the pros and cons that I have faced. So some of the pros is that I can stream without opening camera, like the reason that I said.
Yeah.
Because usually I just stream in my comfy house clothes, so no one can judge me whether I baru bangun tidur where I just woke up, or like I wore this shirt from last night and nobody's gonna judge you or see me, or I'm just gonna wear like oversized shirt and nobody's gonna see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And another one is that we get to explore different kinds of options, which is
Yeah.
impossible in real life. It's like,
Mhm.
for example, placing your avatar upside down, or you can make your avatar spin 360,
Like change your hairstyle, even
Yeah,
simple
change your
stuff like that.
hairstyle. You can,
Yeah.
let's say you even have like a non-human avatar, and
Yeah.
then it opens up to different kinds of things. You can have a tail, you can have like, it's basically like playing dress up for me,
Yeah.
which
It
I
is.
really like. And there's like all kinds of audience that you can interact with, that is more creative.
Mm-hmm.
But the cons, let's see. It took me some time to see the cons because all I see is pros.
Yeah.
So the cons is like maybe those outside of the subculture might dismiss the virtual avatars as childish or even creepy. Like
Mm-hmm.
especially the older generation where they don't understand this
You mean the
hobby
boomer,
because
right?
it's a subculture, right?
Yeah.
It's a considered
It's a
maybe
movement.
niche at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they don't understand and they find it weird. Why are we doing this? And
Yeah.
maybe there are haters, those who prefer open face cam streamers compared to virtual avatars. Like they say that we're hiding behind an avatar or something, but that's not really the case. Or
Yeah.
maybe those who just don't like the design of or the face of the character that we are portraying, which
Mhm.
is like a bit difficult because the level of VTubers that you usually see are like company level, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very expensive investment if you can't draw and rig yourself. So I
Yeah.
think one of the cons is you have to be very careful if you really want to stream as a VTuber, or you want to just start off as a PNG tuber, or you just want to save funds, or it can be anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So what about you, Dan? As a person who isn't a VTuber, like as just a viewer, like what do you think the pros and cons of being a VTuber?
I would say that I think if you want your viewers to be more liking of your personality, because normal streamers, some of the viewers like join in because of how they look,
Mm-hmm.
and not for the person that they are.
Yeah.
While VTubers, they're more focused on their personalities. So I think that's like for me at least, is one of like the huge not cons, pros for being a VTuber. There's a lot of pros in being a VTuber, like what Shiori said. Like you don't have to really care about how you look on camera, because like you're not showing yourself, you're just showing your character.
Yeah.
So you can literally be like naked behind the
No,
avatar, and
don't
you
be
don't have.
naked. Oh my god.
Dan, honest question, right? Honest
Don't tell
question.
that. Now the whole world knows,
Have you
Dan.
taken your asakoko today?
Yabe,
Have you
yabe.
taken your asakoko today?
But no, you can literally wear anything you want behind the camera, and people won't care at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that, because for like every stream, when I become a VTuber, I don't want to like dress myself up, look good in front of the camera every single stream. So I think like VTuber helps a lot for that. Um, for cons, I can't really see any cons, to be honest.
Yeah. It's very difficult
Uh,
to think of like cons to becoming a VTuber.
yeah,
Because obviously, like it really depends on, in my opinion, right? Like it really depends on like their own story, like their own real life stuff, right? And like us as viewer, like we only see like the good things. So like I just don't
yeah,
think that we can talk about more about cons and stuff. But yeah, I have to agree with both of you on this. Like I feel like the biggest pros of becoming a VTuber is that you can basically stream without showing your face, without showing that your hair, without showing your clothes, without showing everything like that. And I just find it really weird, right? I guess that like both of you here, like you have always been on YouTube like for a really long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I just feel really weird when like two of the most popular genre on a video on YouTube are gaming and commentary, right? Like if I'm correct on this, like yeah. So I feel like in terms of a commentator, a commentary VTuber and the gaming VTuber, like they never show their face, and people never seem to have any problem with this. So like now you got introduced to a question like, why are people never the one who never have any problem with people not showing their face, right? Like that's the same reason why like face reveals videos are like so like impactful like to a channel's life, right? But then like when VTubers like rolls around, people are like, oh, they're just hiding behind their avatars, and like they are just living in this delusion of thinking that themselves as an animator and stuff like that, like a weeb and something like that. And I just find it really strange. Like, what do you guys think about that?
Is it okay if I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I feel like it's not nice.
It's just not nice, right?
It's not nice to dox and say bad things about people in general.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, that's because I try to avoid drama and I try not to read up any drama. So I have heard of these things happening,
Yeah.
but it's just that why at this kind of stuff I think about humanity as a whole. Like, why would you do that to someone? Like they're just out here trying to create content and be happy, and you are there just like trying to dig out someone's past or like trying to make someone's life miserable just because they didn't meet your standards.
Just because you don't like their content, like you are
Yeah, just
literally
because
watching it for free. Like,
yeah.
why?
you like it, just go
don't
on,
watch
move
it
to
then.
somewhere else, you know.
Yeah. So yeah.
Mhm.
So as for the cons, like as I just mentioned there, like being I feel like I just thought of a con, right? As we speak about that, it's just like for someone who want to be a VTuber, most of the time they will be introverts, right? And they have problem that they don't want to show their face in front of the camera, like they don't want to do those type of things, right? So I feel like for people like that, like the impact that when you get someone like just a bunch of antis like just come and talk shit to you, or like getting dogs and stuff like that, that for a VTuber, I think that might leave like even a larger effect, like even a worse effect when it comes to like mental issue and stuff like that. Don't you think?
Mhm.
Okay, wow. We are getting too heavy for like VTuber. Like, is this supposed
Yeah, I
to be
mean,
light
this is
on?
the important topics that we should be covering. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because I just feel like, you know, we just kind of have to realize that VTubers are YouTuber too. Like us, and they are, and in fact, like they are people. Like, did you guys know that behind those avatars, there's actually people? And you know, like,
What?
oh,
Those are people? Huh?
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 I know. I'm surprised too. Like at first, I thought that they are actually like anime character from the anime world. Like, yeah. So someone in chat, Haru just asked, does having to read a huge amount of super chat count as a con? Do you feel tired when you count money?
Depends, maybe. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should move on to the next topic that we have prepared.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's talk about, since we already talked about pros and cons, right? How about we talk about the differences between independent and corporate VTuber? Shiori, what do you think?
Okay. So independent would mean that everything would come out from your own pocket, but you get to decide how you want to stream and what you look like. You would also have to market yourself and join community, so it's more of like extra effort on your end. You have to do basically a one-man show. But there's also an option to join with a group of friends, or you can go solo and create content to expand your following, which you literally start from zero, or unless you market yourself really well before you debut, then you might have at least a little bit of following before you actually start streaming. But for corporate, it's there are two different exceptions. It's mostly on the avatar itself. One is that you stream use an avatar that they already created beforehand. And the next one is that once you pass an audition, then you can pass your preferences to the company, and then avatar will be created based on your taste.
I think
So
that's
this
what
is-
Sui-chan did, right? I think that's what Sui-chan did, right?
Sui-chan was more like she used her existing avatar. So
Yeah.
that one is more like a brought over. It's not really recreated.
Yeah, but it
Because
just kind of showed like,
she does have her second the extra made one by Hololive that they once she officially joined, right? Then she got her current avatar, yeah. So I think most Hololive would probably be their own personality one, but I feel like the first gen maybe was already made beforehand, and then they just, which is why the first gen is more like a mix and mash.
Yeah.
Because they just wanted to see what design works, and then after that they started to follow in like then again, I'm not really sure because it's PNC, private confidential, we don't know. Maybe it has their own preferences, maybe it's already decided. Like Hololive English is based on myths. So maybe they already had like a selection of characters they have to select, and then after that they just tweak the things that they want to have, like hair color or something.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like, you know, when you think about it, right? Even though that all the avatars are like maybe pre-made, right? Maybe pre-made to serve a theme. For example, like Hollow EM, right? But at the same time, that doesn't really change with the identity, right? Like the personality, because you never see Callie acting like an actual Reaper, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they
Yeah.
already interviewed, and then they already talked with the illustrator that this is how their personality is, and then there's a whole long process.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just the avatar. Corporate, that's just the avatar. Other than that, depending on how well known the company is, let's say if you are Hololive, from your debut date, you already have 300,000 minimum. If you're like 6th gen, maybe, right? But if you're like Niji Sanji, because Niji Sanji currently have like 100 over VTubers under the company. So even on sighting day, maybe it's much lower, maybe only 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really depends. Or maybe you're even from a local company. So it could be even less. Maybe if I remember correctly, there's that one Air Asia VTuber, right? So she has about 5,000 following. That's all, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 5 to 10,000. So it differs from different company. But at least you have like that big first step in your following, so that once you start streaming, the crowd that you interact when you are independent, you start from like 3 friends, and then after that maybe you go to 10 to 20. But if it's like corporate, you already start with 50, hundreds.
Yeah.
And
So like
yeah.
you have a already existing platform, right?
Yeah, I think the company's name helps you have a start, a big start.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
also there's a bigger start means you have bigger expectations. So the
Yeah.
expectations put on you is even more taxing as compared to if you are independent.
Mm.
Yeah, so there's pros and cons for being both.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay,
So
wait. I want. Hold on. I want to know this. If you guys had the choice to choose between independent and corporate, which one will you guys choose to go to?
yeah, Shiori, have you ever thought of, like joining an actual corporate?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, of course, I
Oh.
want to go to corporate. I want to go do this as a full-time thing if it's possible.
Mhm.
But it
Oh.
also depends on the company. I'm not going to apply to every company under the sun. It really depends on the terms.
Yeah.
You have to read properly. Like any other job, it's basically like a job interview. So I have to make sure the contract is okay. Are they gonna control what games am I playing?
Mhm.
What is the level of freedom do I get? And so on, so on.
It
Yeah,
it
it really
basically
depends on
depends on a
the
lot of
company.
factors, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
So Dan, as I was trying to say, like, what about you? Like, what do you think are the like the pros and cons of being independent versus being a corporated VTuber?
The one main thing that comes to my mind, I don't really have much opinion on it, but the one thing that comes to my mind is, does the company gets to choose whatever you do on stream? Because for me, I want to be able to do anything I want on my stream, like either gaming or ASMR or singing on
Mhm.
whatever day I want. So if the company is like, oh, for this day you have to do that, for this day you have to do this, like for that, that's like a huge con for me because I don't really like that. So
Mhm.
if a company does that, I don't really like it per se. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I just kind of want to add, like, there's sort of like this thing that people kind of overlook when they think about, like, independent versus corporate VTubers. I feel like, with all the regulations, right? When people are talking
Yeah.
about, like, they always say that, like, oh, cover is doing this bad things, and then Niji Sanji is making this bad regulation and stuff like that, right? But
Mm-mm.
I feel like, like people just kind of overlook, like, even though that there will be rules that the streamers under a corporation have to follow, like, they are given the like the advantage of being protected. Um, like an example, right? So for when you guys see the Coco incidents, I'll not talk about the incidents, but like I'll only talk about the aftermath. But like some people seem to be really angry at Cover for banning Coco pretty much from streaming for 2 weeks, right? But
Mm-mm-mm.
in my opinion, it just feels like a normal thing to do for a company to protect their talents like that. Because
Yeah.
why would you let your talents stream under like just fire, like just in the middle of the fire, right? When people talk about it, they don't really think of corporation as like the legal backbone of like the entire thing that you are doing, right? I mean, if Coco was independent at that point, like, I don't know, maybe we'll never see Coco again, and that would be a nightmare.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Okay, so final thing, right? Final topics. What do you guys think about the future of VTubing?
In my opinion, that I feel like it would continue to grow because let's say the boom started in 2015, 2016, I think, Kizuna Ai. And now it's only like what, 2021? It's only been a few years and it's already grown so much. But I feel like it can grow bigger. Maybe on a bigger level than it's already like now there's already collaborations with real life companies, right? So they started using them as like PR material,
Yeah.
like they're influencers, right? And maybe there could be like in the future, maybe a virtual newscaster or like a virtual weather person or something, just because like let's say we do have to continue being like social distancing because this is a pandemic. Pandemic is not going to go away very anytime soon.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to adjust our style of living, our way of life in the future, maybe to even be more like everyone has their own room and we will all just interact in a virtual space.
Like a hollow house. Oh my God.
Right. I feel like that'd be very, very nice to have. And
that'd be
then
cool.
maybe it'll be something that it'd be common for people to see because now some people still have a negative outlook on it. So
Yeah.
once it becomes more common, like even now anime and manga still have negative effects, even though it's been like what, centuries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe people will be like more used to seeing it if it becomes more prominent in our daily lives, like smartphones. So everyone has a smartphone.
Yeah.
So if we see like virtual avatars everywhere, maybe we'll be like comment, oh, you don't have a virtual avatar. Then maybe that's an
Maybe
enemy,
we'll
right?
reach the point, right? Where everyone
Yeah.
just going to have like an anime avatar.
Yeah, it's like even the
that'd be so
hobo
cool.
down the street would have a virtual avatar because he
Love
has a
that.
smartphone. They have a smartphone, right? So
Like imagine just going to your grandma and she was like, "Oh, hey, just look at my new avatar that I just made."
right, yeah. So maybe it'll be a future hobby for a lot of people. That'd be interesting to see.
That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool.
So yeah, Dan, what do you think?
For me, I think VTubers are really gonna be like a mainstream thing. I think VTubers gonna like what Shiori said, gonna go out like out of YouTube and Twitch and like not streaming side, but more on like the entertainment or like what is it called? Mm,
Entertainment. Oh my God.
Like what, national TV
I cannot
level?
stop laughing.
yeah.
when I hear that word.
No,
Entertainment.
okay. Because like with the pandemic and all that and like and what Shiori said that I really think that VTubers can just VTubers are gonna be like the next like how we're gonna like meet each other like we're gonna have like our own like avatars when we like see each other we would just use our like avatars because like VTubers would be like we're like a really mainstream thing.
Yeah.
So we will use our like avatar like everywhere, cause like most of us are like introverts, so we would use our avatar more rather than our actual face. But it would be like really cool to see like people use VTuber in like a commentator like esports sort of stuff. They use like VTubers as as a way to commentate. That would be like really cool
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
really cool indeed. And I just feel like, yeah, I mean, in terms of what Shiori said, right? In terms of like using VTuber as like an influencer to advertise stuff, sometimes people just kind of forget that these girls, right? Especially like HoloLive girls. And maybe we can talk like V social, right? These girls are huge, like, and they are continuing
Yeah.
to grow. I remember, right? I remember this really clearly. You guys watch HoloLive ID, right? And you know Eofi, right?
Yep.
So when Eofi first debuted, she said that her dream was to have 1 million subscriber. And I remember, like, me and everyone was was joining into this debut stream in the HoloLive server. And we were just talking about, like, wow, imagine a VTuber having 1 million subscriber. That would take like a long time. And then, like, Gura,
Gura,
yeah,
RTA 1 million
Gura,
subs.
RTA. So it's like people just kind of forget that these girls are big, like really big, and they are just continuing to grow. Yeah, so I feel like, again, you know, like you have the good stuff and then you will also have the bad stuff. I hate to be like that guy, but as VTuber become more popular, I do think that like anything is like this. Like once you get bigger, the more people will be hating on you. Like the more anti you get, right? So this could also potentially become a problem that would probably, like in the future, change the landscape of VTubing. Like there will be less independent VTuber because aunties and stuff, and there will be more corporate VTuber. Like that's just what I'm thinking, because there will be time when everyone will try to seek for that protection, right? Especially when like we already talked about this, like introverts, right?
Mhm.
And again, we have to talk about this, but in the future, like maybe some of like our favorite VTuber will retire, they will graduate, and
So
it will be sad. But yeah, the future is bright, but it's
yeah.
also like has some pretty dark spot in there, Anyway, so that is it for our talk today. Now we will move on to the question for MYANDORIan. Yeah, I can't English.
Yeah.
Me no
English.
English. Okay, the first question is from Ama. Ama asks, what made you want to be a VTuber? So, Shiori, you already talked about this when we were talking in our talk,
Yeah.
right?
But maybe I'll just make a quick recap. Okay,
Okay.
so I want to stream. I don't like my face. And then I learned that I can make everything by myself. So I did it in 1 month and started streaming.
Yay. As simple as that.
But yeah, there's actually there's several ways. You can either stream or you can create videos. So
Yeah.
like you play your gameplay, you record, then after that you cut and make it like clips, make it easier.
Yeah. And also, quick reminder to go simple down when he debuted, okay?
Oh no.
So, for the next question is from Tomo. So, Tomo asks,
Tomo.
what do you think about the videos exposing VTubers' real faces? And do you think that they are real or hoax?
Okay, people exposing, well, not like quote unquote exposing like these girls. Some of these like members, mainly Hololive. I know like some Hololive members. Some of them need to have like past life. Like past life, they. Okay, how do I say this? They need to have like
Previous experience.
Yeah, like experience, right?
past experience, to join to become like a member in Hololive. So those things are on the internet with the girls like knowing it. So I don't think it's that big of a deal if the members don't like if the members don't mind that much, as long as you don't go out of your way and like, hey, here's that person's face, hey, that's this VTuber's face, face. I think it space. I think it's fine. I do know these like forbidden stuff or knowledge. Yeah.
What do you think, Shiori?
I really don't care.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the question, Tomo. Let's see. Maybe yes. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's not real. Personally, I don't watch those because I don't have an interest with someone's past unless I really want to know them in depth. Like, I want to be your friend and I want to know what you did in your past. So then I want to make sure that you're not doing like illegal things, But as long as they're happy, whatever they're doing, so I don't really care whether it's real or hoax.
Like for me,
Yeah.
I would say that I'm one of those person who are guilty of, like actually wanting to find out about their past life, not because, not because that would influence how I view them, like right now, like that doesn't matter. It's just that's something that, really intriguing in a way. Like this is so controversial, but like, yeah, sometimes I just feel like that. And as Dan pointed out, right, these things, like these sort of like people call it forbidden memory. Forbidden Memories is it's a demo album. Forbidden Knowledge, right? I just feel like sometimes the people who are making it a bigger deal than it is more toxic than those who just actually just come by it, right? Because I feel, like when you think about it, an example would be like Kiara and Callie, right? When they debuted in Hollow EN, they actually like just straight up give like like they just drop many hints, like about their past
What
life.
they did before. Yeah, I think because they're still active in their previous. Like if I remember correctly, Coco is also still active in her previous account.
And also Matsuri just recently streamed, I think. But yeah, So I just feel like as long as you like, if you want to go to like if I just go into Dan and message Dan about like, hey, did you know that this talent is actually this girl? Oh my gosh, I know that too. Like, I feel like as long as you just keep it in a group, like just keep it to your friends and keep it to yourself, it's fine. Like, covered and the girl don't really care about it. Like, some people, they think that like, like they always talk about these girls will immediately be fired from the company if their identity got leaked. That's simply not true. The only reason why that we should not like just tell everyone about these, right, is because that when that happens, the aunties will know about that, they will find information and they will dox these girls, and that's not good. So yeah, as long as you like be good people, I feel like this shouldn't be much of the problem that people thought of, Okay, let's move on to the next question. Next question is also from Ama, right? Ama asks, what are your opinion on in real life streamers having their own VTuber models and the gatekeeping of VTuber culture? So
Why don't Shiori start first?
Shiori,
Okay. Hi, Amma. Thank you again for your question. So, in my opinion, I really love it when more people come to know and want to explore this subculture. Like I said before, that I really want everyone to have their own online avatar because it's like playing dress up, like those old dress up games. So, even if they don't want to be a different persona, it could just be an extension of themselves. They just want to dress differently, something that you can't wear like in real life. Maybe it's difficult or very expensive, but you can just have it as a virtual item. Or like, and then you can just talk to people in it. But to those who are gatekeeping the culture is especially to those who are already streaming without an avatar, right? Like especially these so-called fans or haters, right? They say, oh, you can't stream with an avatar, you already stream with a camera. I feel like that's very wrong because it really says more about your own opinions and self-confidence as a person more than anything else. Like, who are you to gatekeep this person?
And there's
to do
not
what
really
they
a
want?
problem, right? Like when you think about it.
There's no problem. It's just like I want to watch anime, even though I already read the manga. It's like, oh, you can't watch the anime, you already know what happens in the manga. Biarlah aku nak tengok. Gelas lah kang.
It has the same energy. It has the same energy as like saying that, oh, I saw voice acting as Kasumi in the anime, so now I will never listen to her singing anymore. Like that's not how it works. Right?
Exactly.
Dan, what do you think?
Yeah. For me, I don't really mind if like streamers that stream with like camera has or wants to become like VTubers. Like for me, like the more people who become VTubers, like the better, right? And it's actually like really really cool to see some of the streamers with their like own like imagination of what they want to be as a VTuber. It is like it's like okay, the one that I know most about is like Pokimane and like Pokimane becoming like a VTuber. For that, at first I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, and like the more I look into it, it's like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. But then I saw Twitter was like, oh no, Pokimane is becoming a VTuber, no, stop her. Like, why? What's the point?
I just feel like all these talks about gatekeeping is so stupid. Like, what do you know about gatekeeping? Like, what exactly is keeping you? Like, I quote unquote Callie on this, but like, she's not saying this exact line, but like she was referring to that like the only thing that is gatekeeping you from being success is being a V-tweeter. Like, you just tweeting and you are not making actual content. Like, stop saying that people are gatekeeping you. Stop saying that like corporations are like fan chows or stuff like that, or like keeping you from being popular when you don't put in the work. Like it's just simple as that. I know, like I'm getting a bit like angry about this subject because I do follow YouTube drama a lot, and Pokimane has always been a person with a lot of hate, like a lot of haters, right? And And there are just like so many VTuber, like we just hate Pokemon, and then they just make this an entire Twitter drama, and it's horrible, horrible.
It's so dumb. Even
Yeah.
even I think even PewDiePie got like a lot of hate, and he even made like a video about it, and it's so
And
it's so dumb.
he obviously made that video as a joke. He used
Yeah.
a stock, like he used a stock animation. Like he can pretty much like just send a message to anyone, and they would give him a custom avatar. Like he literally made that as a joke. People will just jump out of their chair for no reason. So next question. Next question is from Ching. During streaming, do you think about the way you talk, and what are you going to say?
Hi, Jing. Thank you for the question.
Mm.
Actually, I'm very conscious on how I speak. Especially, I can't really pronounce my R's very well. I think I have something like a lisp. So over time, especially in long streams, I can't be bothered to think about how I pronounce my R's all the time. So usually I don't care about it until someone in chat is like, "Oh, you can't pronounce your R's." Then I feel like subconsciously like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce my R's. I'm not a pirate, I can't pronounce
It has
R."
the same energy. It has the same energy as me during the last podcast that I did with Ching, and I just like before we do it, like I was just so subconscious about saying her name wrong because I never call her Ching. I always call her Queen. That's why, like, before I started doing that episode, like I was like, oh my gosh, please don't call the host name wrong. I'm so sorry.
You
Jing.
wait until they pronounce their name, they introduce themselves, then you're like, oh, okay, this is how you pronounce the name.
Yeah, I have to practice saying Jing 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 a lot. Okay.
Wait, other than that, I think I try to make sure my content is appropriate at least, and my mannerism as polite as possible. I think most people would know me as a say so VTuber, which is like a clean and proper. And I don't really role play as what some people, I guess, they role play as whatever character they're doing, because my avatar is more in like a extension of myself, and it's not really an alternate persona. So I feel really weird when people like come and try to role play with me. I'm like, okay, but it's just not for me. But some people do like to follow up to their persona.
Like keep character, right?
Yeah,
And-
they keep in character.
And end up breaking anyway.
I mean, there is some sort of law I try to keep up to, but not to an extent where I'm constantly telling you my 40-page essay about my character. I'm like,
It's all just
I'm just here to stream. I'm not here to tell you about what character building it is.
Yeah. So next question, okay? It's from Sty, and actually a really cool question. So, do you have any VTubers that you look up to, Dan? What is the that you look up to?
I look up to a lot of VTubers, like Aqua. I look up to her by how like introvert she is and how she broke out of it. But for me, when someone asks who do I look up to in the VTuber community, it's probably gonna be Ozura Subaru from Hololive. Because if you watch her, um, when she was when she was just born, the doctor said to her mom that actually she had like a hole inside of her heart. So she can't do like a lot of like heavy lifting jobs and stuff like that. And then when Subaru like talk about it in the time right now, she just laughs it off like it's like nothing. And,
What?
like for me, yeah, she talked about it with like Korone, Okayu, and one other person I think, not in stream, offline, but she just like laughs it off like I almost died as a kid, and I was like, and then Okayu and Korone was like, oh yeah, Okayu and Korone was like,
I
that's not
think it
funny.
was one of her old Zatsudans.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know this, by the way.
Eh?
I
Um,
didn't even know this. Interesting.
uh,
Wow.
and then she surprisingly, for some reason, she has a lot of like near death experience when she was a kid. One of it was actually she got into like an accident when she was a kid, and she got blown away like I think like she said like 5 meters, and she had to go to the hospital. Luckily, she survived, but I mean obviously. um, and
Wait,
then
five
after that,
years?
yeah,
Wait, hang on.
she
Hang
said it
on.
on like a clip, I think. I'll send you the clip later, I think. And then the main reason why she joined Hololive was because her house got burned down.
What the
So
fuck?
she joined Hololive.
Wait.
So she joined Hololive to collect money and help her parents to like rebuild her house and stuff like that. So yeah,
Uh,
I really look up like by
uh,
how like strong she is mentally. So
what
yeah,
are these knowledge? I,
it, it's
I
actually
feel
like pretty
so.
famous clips actually.
I feel
Yeah,
so
really
bad for
shows
not
that you
knowing
haven't
this.
watched all of them, Ara.
Sorry. I'm like,
Ara?
oh gosh, I'm a
I
bit
mean, it's
sick.
okay. It's okay to not watch everything, but the
Big
more you
fan.
learn.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh, now my respect for Subaru just like went up from 100 to
Yeah.
200 now.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Shiori? Do you have any VTuber that you look up to?
I looked up to a lot of VTubers. My qualifications for looking up to a VTuber is very very simple. I
Really?
just look up to anyone that can sing really well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So just to name a few is Hojimachi Suisei, Machitachima, Rika, Tokino Sora, Minato Aqua, Mea, Amane Kanata. Just a few. There's also a few that have subscribed to, and which have just really nice singing voice. But other than that, I also like to listen to, because as a person who understands Japanese, I actually watch and listen to all the streams, like the several hour long. Yeah, I just listen to all them.
Yeah.
So, uh, especially while I'm working, sometimes I just put on their VOD and just listen while I work. So especially people with soothing voices.
Mhm.
Yeah, so streamers with soothing voices, not especially anything with ASMR. Let's say like Yuzuki Choco has a very interesting ASMR, right?
You
But
see those?
I don't listen to
Yeah.
those ASMRs. I just want something to not like blast in my ear while it's
You
like,
must have,
as
like
much
you must
as I like
have.
watching Fubuki to have fun, but it's not something I want to have in the background while I'm working because she's speaking so
Mm.
fast and I cannot concentrate.
What about Okayu?
Yeah.
You must enjoy Okayu.
Okayu. Yeah, I do enjoy Okayu. I mean, this is just
Oh,
like Hololive, right? There's
Yeah.
a variety of them.
yeah.
But let's say if I think recently I started to follow a lot more male VTubers. Like just now I mentioned Rika from Holo Stars.
Yeah.
But from Niji Sanji, there's also Kanae and Kaida Haru. They have very nice
Yeah.
voices.
I feel like
Okay.
male VTuber in the future will also like be something more accepted. Are you accepted as like really loosely? Because some people still think that like VTubers should only be girls, which is ridiculous. But yeah,
Damn, who they?
yeah. And for me, right? I don't know if you guys know about her, but recently I have been watching a lot, and I mean like a lot of Iron Mouse. Like I would just watch Iron Mouse for the entire night. Like I would sleep at 3 a.m. watching Connor, Sea Dog, VA, and Iron Mouse. And the more I learn about Iron Mouse, like it just like it has the same energy as like Dan's story about Subaru, right? So Iron Mouse, if you guys didn't know, is a Puerto Rican VTuber, and she is in a V Social with Project Melody, and she has a disease, right? That makes her immune system like just worthless, basically. Like so, basically, like any type of bacteria, any type of virus can basically be lethal to her, and she cannot go outside. She cannot eat most foods. Like she lived her life off of things like ensure and soylent stuff like that. I guess. And she spent most of her time like being bedridden with tons of medication. and yet like every time she streams, right, like she still has this very positive like attitude to it, and it just feel like, like when she casually talk about her problems on stream, like she's acting like a normal VTuber trying to entertain fans, and like when I watch it, I just kind of have this thinking of like these people, right, like these girls, Iron Mouse, Subaru, and then like Kanata, like someone just mentioned in chat, Kanata has an ear disease. Like these girls, they are living life so much worse, at least than me. So like, I just feel like sometimes they are not sad about it. So why should I be, sad about my life? I should be happy and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of those positive vibe about VTuber that I enjoy a lot. And yeah, really heartwarming. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sty,
Oh.
for the wonderful question that all of us can
Yeah.
fangirl and simp about.
Thanks, Ty. Next question is from Ran. What do you think is the main appeal of VTubers? And also, what could possibly be a turnoff for people from getting into VTubers?
Who's gonna answer?
So for me, right, in my opinion, the most important aspect is the personality, right? Like as we mentioned like before, once you become a VTuber, then you are obviously not showing your real face. So like you remove the chance of attracting other viewers with how you look. Like a lot of so-called Twitch stuff has been doing that, but now the only way that you would attract viewers is with not how you look, but only with how you are, like your personality. Like they will stick to you if you have a great personality, that if they like your charisma, that if they like the game that you play, like stuff like that, right? But then again, like when you think about personality, is also something that may turn off people from watching certain VTubers. I feel like, you may argue that sometimes people can be turned off by their quote unquote anime avatar. But like, I don't know, like whenever I talk about these people, I just feel like they are just, sometimes I just feel like they feel entitled. Like, I don't know if that's a word. Like they feel like they are too good for anime or something like that. It's weird. It's a really weird look as like VTuber as different from normal streamer, right? Like, because at the end of the day, if you like someone and if you hate someone, doesn't matter if they are a VTuber or a regular streamer, it's always about their personality, their content, their voice, their choice of game. And if you hate one of those, it's completely normal to hate on a VTuber. As same as why you would hate a regular streamer. It's just that I feel like when people tell me that they hate VTuber and they go out of their way to say that they hate them, just because of like anime avatar, that is weird. That is really weird. So what do you think, Shiori?
Thank you, Ran, for the question. Right. So, you did ask what's the main appeal of VTubers and what could be a possible turn off. I feel like the main appeal is that the variety, because there's like a lot out there, and the cons. Damn, it really took me a long time to think about the turn off. Like Ara mentioned, I do agree. It's maybe these people who don't like anime in the first place.
Yeah.
They just don't like the concept of virtual avatars. Maybe they feel like maybe it's an AI. Maybe it's a robot. They feel like maybe it's not real. Because it doesn't
it's
conform
always
to their
it's always
normal
about not
settings.
being real and stuff like that, right?
So, yeah, I think the main appeal is that there's all sorts of VTubers out there, and if you search really hard enough, you'll find someone you like.
Yeah, as long as you can, put the anime stuff aside and then you just watch them for their personality, there will be someone for you. That's what
There
I
has to
think.
be someone.
For me, the main appeal of VTubers, for me, VTubers and like regular streamers are basically the same, except like using your real face and an avatar. So the
Mm.
personality and voices like really do matter when you become a VTuber. Because like
Mhm.
what Ara said, as a VTuber, you can't, yeah, like people don't watch your stream because of how you look, but
Exactly.
because of how you
How
act
you
on
are.
stream and how you
Yeah.
talk and how you are. Yeah, basically.
Mm.
Yeah, I think like that's like for me the main appeal. Also like voices. If you have like a really nice soothing voice, I would like instantly like just binge watch your streams a lot because I
Like,
really like
"Ara,
soft,
ara."
nice, ara, like those type of voice. So that's why I watch like a
Askaru.
lot of like that's why I watch a lot of like Okayu and a lot of Ina streams because
Ina,
my
Ina.
god, like they're like so comfy. I swear to God, I sleep like after like 5 minutes of watching them.
Wait, is that a
um,
compliment?
Yeah, that's a
Goodness.
what?
huge compliment. Do you know how difficult it is to fall asleep?
Yeah,
I
I mean
guess. I guess.
it's easy for me for their voices.
I,
Mm.
I will
um,
I will keep that in mind, and next time when I talk to my teacher, I will compliment her back. Okay? Yeah.
the main the turn off for people getting into VTubers. This is my opinion, by the way. In the early days of like knowing VTubers, there's a lot of VTubers that's trying to be too cute for my liking.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Askaru.
so I think like that for me that's like okay, VTuber is kind of like a no go for me. There's a lot of like moe
Yeah.
moe type of girls, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like step away from like the VTuber stuff. And then Hololive came in, and Hololive like clips like came into my recommend. I was like, huh, they're like the complete opposites of what
They
I
just
knew
feel
VTubers
real.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
They just
thing.
feel very real.
Mm. So yeah, and the fact that they're like anime characters, I feel like that would be like one of the main reason why I think people don't watch VTubers is because like they're like anime characters. So yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel the same too. Because like dude, like Hololive, they just feel really real. Like they go all in. And like for some of them, like some still care about keeping a facade. An example would be Luna, but like Luna broken her character a lot of times already, like her real voice and stuff like that. Damn, jeez. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can understand that. Like sometimes people can get turned off because of the kind of like the facade that some like the character that some VTuber are playing, like role playing, like Shiori mentioned before. Hmm.
Mhm.
That's so nanora. I actually enjoy Luna, by the way.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
she's just cute. And finally, sorry, I really don't know how to pronounce your name. Oh gosh, Wildes?
Wildest.
Yeah, Wild.
Wildest.
Yeah, Wildes. He asked, do you occasionally run into technical difficulties before streaming or while streaming, Shiori?
Hi, Wildest. Thank you for the question. Always, all the time, every day that I stream, there's always a technical difficulty. Yeah, it's if it's not internet problems, it would be audio. These are my top two. So if like I say internet problem is very self-explanatory, but for audio, because I can't tell if my audio is okay. Because
Yeah,
sometimes like on some days my voice would be okay, but some days my voice would be softer or louder than most.
and
So
someday you will be singing karaoke without music.
yeah,
Oh
some
no,
days that
Aki.
happens. Yeah, definitely audio is always a problem for me because one I can't hear myself. So I don't know if I'm loud or I'm soft. And another one is I can't hear the audio because I stream on YouTube. So I can't hear the audio that I stream on YouTube because if I hear it there, then it will leak into my stream and it will have double audio. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's just terrible.
Mm.
So what I do to counter this is that I would record myself a little bit before the stream and
Ah,
you just adjust the audio from there.
mm,
And if it's still problematic, I would just straight up ask those who are watching whether if the audio is okay or not.
okay.
Yeah.
What about
I should
other
probably do that.
techniques?
Wait, I think I saw one more. Another one is while streaming, especially when people they barge into the room. Even though I do close my door, but sometimes maybe an emergency happen. Like, can I go pick up the package or something, right? So I have to do that. So I had to leave stream like in the middle of stream, just because I had to do that quick emergency errand. So that's one thing that happens. But I do manage to mute in time.
That sounds like problem, like really problematic, right? So, anyway,
mhm.
Dan, do you have anything to add? I mean, you're not a VTuber, but do you think that there might be any technical difficulty that you might run into?
Technical difficulties that I would probably run into. No, I can't think of any right now. I haven't tried streaming or anything like that, so I can't really say anything about it.
Also, I'm just going to say this, right? But Dan just said that one thing that turned him off from some VTuber is that like they are trying to have this cute character. And I just like when he was talking about that, like I was just thinking in my head, like, wow, so cute people don't like other cute things, huh?
No. Okay. I like cute things, but when they try too hard on it, I was like, yeah, no.
I know. I'm just joking. Just joking.
So I think that's the
it.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the questions from MYANDORians. Yay!
That's all the
We
questions
actually
we have for today, right?
that we're on time. Yeah, hell yeah.
So before we end, right, I just want to give a big thank to Shiori for joining with us as fellow VTuber Sims as we discussed about this pretty fun topic, right? I mean, we have been having like quite a lot of like more heavier topics like school and like what is it? Oh gosh.
Like mental
illness, school and stuff like that.
Illness,
And now we should just talk about, like casual hobbies. So I think it's a pretty good change, right?
Yeah. It's pretty
And,
cool to have like an actual VTuber on our podcast. So yay.
Guys, I'm just a regular person on this server if it weren't for my avatar also. First and foremost, on MYANDORI, I am a Rinko simp before I am a VTuber.
It's not like we didn't know Shiori before. Like we actually like watch her become a VTuber anyway, right?
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
We are friends before anything else.
Friends.
Fendo.
Anyway, Dan, do you want to say anything before we end?
Do you guys have any socials? You want to give a quick shout out to yourselves?
Maybe Ara should start first with the promotion that he wants to put in his
Well,
Twitter, his stuff.
I mean, I don't use Twitter, and most of my stuff are on Discord anyway. So yeah, just talk to me, I guess. I don't have any blood. My YouTube is dead. I haven't drawn anything for like months. Yeah. Anyway, what about you two?
Okay, for me, you guys can follow me on Twitter, which is at Kazegawadan, which is KAZEGAWADAN. So Kazegawadan. So you guys can find me on Twitter, and yeah, you guys can DM me. You guys can do whatever you guys want with my Twitter. Just don't like, I don't know, yell in my DMs. Oh no.
What about you, Shiori?
Okay, hello. So since I'm a VTuber, I have a few links that you can follow my content. I have a Twitter. It is at Shiori_Masayume, everything in small letters. And I mostly stream on YouTube, which is youtube.com/c/Shiori channel. So if you would like to check out my content, please do check out.
If you guys haven't subscribed to Shiori yet, what the hell is wrong with you? Go do
What
that.
the fuck?
No, it's
Go,
okay.
check out.
Really, only subscribe if you want to follow my content. I don't want to stream to like ghosts.
Yeah,
I rather
Look at how
have
nice
10,
Shiori is.
10 viewers than like 100 viewers who are not going to say anything,
It's so nice. Go.
I don't like.
All right, so that's it for today. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yay!
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye
Bye bye. Bye bye.